Guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Typically we do our shop my stash today, but today I thought I would do not only a shop my stash, but I would come on here and talk to you guys formally about these items that I tried this past week. These are the Milani items. I know I did not do a get ready with me. It was just a little bit of a hectic week. We are prepping to go on a trip this week, so when I shop my stash for this week, it'll be for a trip. So I'm so excited to find some nice items to take with me because we are going to a tropical island. So I'm super excited about that. But anyway, let's get into these Milani items. So the first one I have here is the Milani Pure Passion. This is the eyeshadow palette. I really enjoyed this, but I would say it's very comparable to the Ulta Beauty ones that I recently talked to you guys about. These are, maybe I haven't talked to you guys about it yet because I filmed it, but I haven't uploaded it yet. So you guys might see these here soon. So Ulta Beauty does have these palettes called this one is the Midnight Vibes. So to me, the quality is very similar to those. So if you can catch the ones from Ulta Beauty on sale, I would say these are a little bit better in my opinion than the Milani. These are like $20 a piece normally, but if you can get, like, I got mine buy one get one free, and that was a great way to get them because then they're really $10 a piece, and of course you can use your coupons that you would get through Ulta as well. So then they were a fantastic value. But this is a nice palette, but I would say it's not the best one I've ever tried from Milani. I think that their quality on these has kind of gone down a little bit over the time that they started doing these. It's not terrible. I'm not saying that don't get it because it's terrible. It is still good. It's just not as good as it was before, in my opinion. Then we have the Milani Intense Bronze Glow. This is a face and body powder bronzer. This has a ton, and I mean a ton of sparkles in it. When you put it all over your body, you're very shimmery. It would be great for vacation, but for everyday use, I don't think I will use this very much at all. But I am going to keep it for vacation, so I think it's going to be a great thing to like throw on for vacation or for a party or something like that because it gives you the bronziness, but it also gives you a lot of shimmer on your skin. But for me, not for everyday use. Not something I want to use on the day-to-day basis going into the office. It's pretty. Let me swatch it for you. It's pretty, like I said. It's just got way too much sparkle to it. So I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it's got a lot of shimmer in there. And of course, this is a swatch. So when you do it with a brush, it's going to be a lot more diffused. It's not going to be so, like, what is it called? Compressed? I don't know. Either way, it's not going to be so intense. It'll be a little more diffused all over your body because you're using a brush with it. But for me, I would definitely say this is not something I'm going to use on the day-to-day use. I would use it more for like parties and vacation. So not my real cup of tea, but not something I hate either. The next thing is the Milani. This is the Blush Trio, and this has 3 different blushes in it. Well, obviously it's a trio. That makes sense, Tiffany. It's got, I don't know if it tells me what the shades are in here though. I'm trying to see if it tells you the names. No, it doesn't tell me the names of the blushes. But here's what the blushes look like. They are absolutely gorgeous. I love these blushes. They don't smell bad. I had a blush before I got from Milani. It was, I don't remember what the shade was, but it smelled really weird. So I ended up tossing it. But these are absolutely gorgeous. I love all 3 of these. I love them blended together. I love them separately. The only one that I don't really love separately is this one right here because it's a little bit light for my skin tone. But if you have a fairer skin tone than me, then it would look really pretty. So here's what all 3 of them look like. So as you can tell, it's just a little too close to my skin tone for this one to work. But all 3 of these blended together is beautiful. These 2 separately is beautiful. So I think these blushes are gorgeous. So I'm definitely keeping this in my collection. Then the next thing I have is this Milani. This is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. This is the Sun-Kissed one. This is in shade 02. I don't love this for like bronze, in my opinion. It's a little too muddy. I think it works better for me as like a contour. When I try to bronze with this, I feel like it muddies out quite a bit. And I even had to go back in with my foundation and kind of dab back over because it just looked really muddy on my skin. But for a contour, I think it works pretty good like that. But bronzing, I would not recommend. So for me, I just didn't love it as a bronzer. I will be using it as a contour shade. The next thing is the highlight palette. So this is the Shimmering Face palette. So this is in a Luminoso Glow. So here's what the colors look like in here. Some of these have quite a bit of sparkles in them as well. And they're not my favorite on my cheeks because the sparkle kind of like is thick and chunky and it doesn't look that great on my skin. But some of them do not. But all in all, I just don't think I love this palette enough to keep it in my collection. It's not something I feel like I'm going to reach for. So I'm going to be passing this one along. That one is getting decluttered from my collection. The next thing is the foundation. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and I have mine in the shade 02 Natural. I don't love this foundation. It's way too thick, way too drying for my dry skin. I think before I thought it was really good, but I don't know if my skin was not as dry as it is now. But either way, I don't love this. I'm going to declutter this as well for my collection. If you have very dry skin, I don't recommend this. The next thing is the Milani. This is the Prep and Brighten Rose Face Oil. This smells fantastic. I love the way it smells. I love how it gives my skin a nice feel to it because it's getting all that hydration. I really like this. For me, this is something I would recommend and I'm going to keep in my collection. Then we have the Milani. This is called the Pretty Natural Color Statement Lipstick, and it's in the shade 43. This is beautiful. And it smells so good. It's got like almost like a watermelon scent to it. This is a really beautiful shade. I absolutely love the shade, and I love the way it smells when you're applying it to your lips. It just smells like watermelon. You can smell it almost immediately after you put it onto your lips, and it's almost like you can taste it a little bit too. I'm not a huge watermelon fan, but goodness gracious, this is really, really good. I do love this. Then the next thing is this right here. This is the Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer. So here's what it looks like. It does have a pump to it, so you can pump it out. I didn't think it looked that good on my skin. It gave my skin a little bit of glow, but a whole lot of shimmer in here, or something in here that it just didn't work very well for my skin. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't look that great. I don't know. It's not really shimmer either. I don't know what's going on with this, but it just kind of made me look like the Tin Man. I don't know if I put too much on each time I was using it, but either way, it's not something I think that I'm going to reach for very often. I'm going to pass this along as well. And then we have the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. I love this. It's so teeny tiny though, and I'm like, this is pretty expensive for the size of this. This is only 1.18 ounces, but this is great for travel. So this is something I could definitely take with me when we travel. So I'm going to keep it, but it's just such a tiny size. I don't know that I noticed that it made my makeup last longer, but it definitely gave me a little bit more hydration to my skin. So I'm going to keep it. The next thing is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. Way too drying for my skin. Under my eyes, it made me look like a desert where like the dirt starts to crack up because it needs some water. That's what my eyes look like underneath. It looked terrible, so I am not keeping that at all. The next thing is a little blush here. This is the Baked Powder Blush in Luminoso. So here's what it looks like. It's got like a peachy shade to it. I love this color. I love peachy shades like during the spring and stuff. It's not one that I will wear a whole lot during the winter, even though I have peach on right now. But it's not one that I'll wear a whole lot in the winter just because I don't love peachy in the winter. I love more like rosy and purpley tones for the fall and winter. But it's beautiful. So I'm definitely keeping this little blush in my collection as well. Then we have the Milani. This is the eyeshadow primer. This reminds me a lot of like the Urban Decay primers. It's got the same consistency to it. It has a little bit of color to it, so it can help you to get rid of any kind of discoloration. But I'll be honest, I don't love it. So here's what it looks like on my hand right here. You can see where I put it. I don't love it because for me, I think it's a little too slippery, and it's got, I think there must be silicone in here. There has to be silicone, because for me it just doesn't feel good on my eyelids, and whenever I use silicone on my skin, it tends to make my skin almost look flaky and peely like a snake. So I don't love the way it looks on my eyelids, so I'm going to pass that along as well. So there's lots of things getting passed this week. Then the next thing is the Milani Easy Brow. I really like this. The tip to it's a little thick though. I think the tip's way too thick in my opinion. And then the bottom to it does have the little spoolie on here, but it works well. The color is not my favorite color. I think I wish I would have gotten a different color. I have the color Natural Taupe. It's a little too almost yellowy when I put it on my brows, but it's not terrible. So I can blend it out and put maybe another brow product with it, like a brow, like the Benefit Brow or something like that. I can add that with it just kind of to give it a little bit more of color. But it's nice. It works really good. It doesn't fade away too quickly, so I do like that. Then the last thing was the Kathleen Lights So Jaded times ColourPop palette. I love this palette. I think this palette is absolutely gorgeous. If you can still get your hands on this, I highly recommend that you do. Every color in here is just like ColourPop's other formulas. It's fantastic. The price on this is not bad at all. I love all these pops of like bright colors. I love the more neutrals. I think this might be the one that I take with me on vacation just because it's got everything that I'm going to need in here, as well as a shade that I always complain when a palette doesn't have it, is a matte shade that I can lay down all over my lid after I've put my usually like MAC Painterly paint pot on. I can put that all over my lid. The only thing I wish it would have is a black. Other than that, it has everything that I'm looking for in a palette that I want to travel with. So I absolutely love this. This green shade right here is phenomenal. It's so beautiful. This green is phenomenal as well. I love this. This right here is a little bit thick and chunky, but you think it's not going to work, but it works fantastic. So I am definitely keeping this in my collection, and this is something, like I said, that may end up going with me on our trip because it's not so expensive that I feel like if I break it that I'm going to be really upset about it, and it's got all the color combinations that I'm looking for besides a black. So this is perfect for travel. So that is everything that I used for last week's Shop My Stash. Now what I'll do is I will flip you guys and we'll do a little Shop My Stash to go on our trip, so you guys will get to see that portion of it. It'll probably be filmed on my iPhone just because this camera that I use to sit down and film with is a little bit more stuck in where it's sitting at, so it'll probably be filmed on my iPhone, so the next portion may sound a little bit different or not be as good of quality, so do pardon that. But I'm trying to find my vlog camera. I cannot figure out what I did with it. I have no idea. I don't even vlog, and I don't know why I call it a vlog camera. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this portion, so stay tuned for the next. Okay guys, so the first drawer that I want to go through is my foundation drawer. Obviously, I need to find one that I know works for my skin. Since we will be traveling, I'm really thinking the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation, just because it does have a SPF 50 in it, and I know you shouldn't completely depend on that. You should also add an extra SPF to it. But I'm also thinking the Too Faced Born This Way, because those two are my favorites. So I'm thinking, I think I'm gonna go with the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. I think this one is in light, and then this one is in medium, so I'm probably gonna go with the light, and if I need to add some bronzer to it, I'll just add some bronze to it, just because I'm not planning on like getting a suntan or anything, because I'm planning to actually use plenty of sunblock. So I'm gonna use that one. This drawer needs to be cleaned out, obviously. It is way full. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over to the palette drawer. So I want to pull a palette that's a smaller palette that I think would work for traveling, and something I know that I'm not going to be upset if it happens to break. So I'm thinking I want to pull a Huda palette, because I have tons of, oh my gosh, this drawer is a mess too. I have tons of Huda palettes, and I think I want to pull a Huda one. Let me figure out where they're at though. I have no idea where they're at. There's ColourPop, there's the Balm. Oh my gosh, this is supposed to be alphabetized, and I'm just not figuring them out. Oh, they're there. So here's all of the Huda palettes, the Huda minis. So I think I'm going to pull two of these. I think I'm going to do the Mauve Obsessions as well as the, I think the Amethyst. So I'm going to do Mauve and Amethyst. So those are the two I'm going to pull to take with me because they're nice and small. So here's what the Amethyst palette looks like. And then the Mauve Obsessions, of course, everybody's probably seen this one before. It looks like that. So I'm going to take both of those with me for my eyeshadows. Alright, so push this drawer back closed. Alright, now we're going to go over here to the blushes. So I think I want to take a blush palette personally, just because I feel like then I would have more choices than taking a single. But I want it to be a smaller one. I think I want to take my Hourglass because I think that it just looks really good on your skin. And I think I want to take this one right here. This is the Hourglass. It's called the Ambient Strobe Lighting Palette. I think I want to take that one because it looks like it's going to be a perfect combination to use for travel. So I'm going to use that for my blushes. Highlight, I'm just going to do a single primer. I need something that's moisturizing because my skin is very, very dry. So you guys know I like to moisturize really well. So I think I'm going to take this right here. This is the Embryolisse Lot Cream. So this is like a multi-function primer. So you can actually use this to take your makeup off. You can use it as a hydration, but you can also use it as a primer. So I think I'm going to use that one just because I think it's great to use as a multi-tool, and it's like not going to break. It's like a squeezy tube, so it's perfect to travel with. So I'm going to take that. And then I'm going to go over to here and highlighters. So I really want to pull this one because this, you guys know, is my absolute favorite. This is the Too Faced Blinded by the Light. That's the one I want to take. And I think that is the one I'm going to take because I really love this highlight because it doesn't look too crazy on my skin. It's just one of those highlights that just gives your skin a really beautiful glow to it. So I think that's the one I'm going to use. And then contour bronze. You guys know I love the Fenty. This right here, the Fenty Shady Biz, the Sunstalker bronze. So I think I'm going to take this with me. I think I'm going to hit pan on this like before I know it, because I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it's got a dip in it already. So this is really good stuff. Lipstick, I just want to take 2 lipsticks because you guys know I'm not a huge lipstick fan. So I really want to take the Marc Jacobs, the one that I used recently. Definitely taking that one. And then I want to take one that's going to stay a lot longer on my lips. So I want to take one of these Maybelline Super Stays. I just need to figure out where they're all at. Obviously, this needs to be cleaned out as well. This is ridiculous. I don't know what is going on here. Here we go. Here's the one I want to take. This is the Maybelline Super Stay, and this one's in 130. What is that shade? A 130 Self Starter. So that's the one I want to take with me for travel because it's nice and long lasting. So we'll take that. Oh my goodness. What a mess. That's backups, brushes. So I will gather my brushes together as well. Now we're going to go to settings powders. So I really want to take my favorite one. You guys know this is my favorite one. This is the Becca. This is the Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. I'm going to take that because it just works really well. I'm also going to take my color switch that needs to be cleaned before I go. Eye primer. I think I want to take my MAC Primary Paint Pot because I know it's a tried and true and it works for me every time. So I want to take that. Then I also want to take my Dr. Jart. This is a little Dr. Jart Stick-A-Pair, the Tiger Grass. I have the full size and I just put it in the small one to use while I'm using it. I'm going to take that. I'm also going to take my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer because this just works really well for me. For brows, I'm going to take Anastasia brow pen. I think I'm going to take that because it works really well. But I'm also going to take something else because I'm not sure if this is almost empty or not. So I'm going to take the Benefit one too. The Benefit Precise for my brow. And this is in shade number 3. So I'm going to take that one as well. Mascara. I want to take... I really want to take this one. The Benefit. This is the Roller Lash. I'm going to see if I have a backup of this because I really think this does a great job for my lashes. If I don't have a backup, I'm going to use Cosmetics Superhero because this is another really, really good one for me and my lashes. So I'm going to take that one as well. Alright. Oh my gosh. I can't get the drawer closed. And pencil liners. I don't think I want to take any of those. Liquid liner. I want to take the... Where is it? I can't find it. Is it? It's the Kat Von D. Oh, the It Cosmetics Superhero is pretty good too. So I'm going to take the It Cosmetics Superhero. Let's take that one. Alright, so that is everything there. And then, like I said, I will be cleaning my brushes and then taking them as well. For setting spray, I'm going to take this one right here that my friend Lashes Tony XO sent me. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. I'm going to take that. And then I think that is it, guys. That is everything that I need. Believe it or not, I'm not taking a boatload. Usually I take a boatload of stuff with me, and this is everything right here. So it's not too shabby in my opinion. So you guys will have to let me know if you think I'm overpacking still or if you think I did a good job. I will let you guys know after vacation how everything worked for me, and then hopefully maybe I can do a get ready with me while we're on vacation. That would be pretty cool. And until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you guys later.